That's it for Auburn versus Ohio State. The Auburn Tigers have taken down the Ohio State Buckeyes in Atlanta. Come on in to the War Report Reaction Show. Uh, we're talking Auburn basketball here. Auburn has defeated Ohio State, and it was not close today, this afternoon here in Atlanta. So, holiday hoops giving is what we had today. Auburn defeats Ohio State 91-53. Going to hit you guys with some stats here as we get started. Welcome everybody in to the post game show here. Look, we this is Bruce Pearl's best team, guys. This is Bruce Pearl's best team, and I know a lot of weight is going to be given to the 2019 team, but this 2024 squad is truly special. Ike Jones was live on site. Follow him on Twitter at TWR Ike Jones. Again, Auburn wins 91-53. The Tigers finished the day with some impressive stats. So we're going to go through these for you guys. Drop your comments. We're going to get to those in a second. Um, Janai Broom led all scorers with 21 points, 9 of 18 from the field, 1 of 3 from three. He played 26 minutes in this one. Denver Jones added 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting. He was an impressive 5 of 4 from three-pointers. Auburn shot 13 of 30 from three in this game at a 43% clip. Dropped off a little bit at the end, but it was a great job by the Tigers, I think, shooting in this one. Uh, Also notable, Dylan Cardwell added 10 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Tahad Pettiford, 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting. He was 3 of 4 from deep. Let's see here. Chad Baker Mazzara, 2 of 7 shooting from the field. Not a great shooting day for him, but as always, he adds energy and enthusiasm in a lot of ways. Auburn had 30 points from the bench in this one. 38 points in the paint, 11 points off turnovers, and they forced 8 turnovers on this one. They had 19 second chance points, 16 offensive rebounds, 7 fast break points, and 11 of 19 on layups. This was impressive. Look, let's get to your comments here. As always, these live streams are about you guys, so we want to hear from you in this one. Um, Hang with me, guys. 1 second. I don't know why this thing is doing this. Okay, yeah. So let's get to your comments again. Appreciate everybody for joining the show. Uh, Fire Free says the Buckeyes are wondering why they decided to park on the tracks in front of the Auburn locomotive. Look, Auburn is always been a good defensive basketball team under Bruce Pearl, but shooting is where they have lacked. They improved that again on the day as a team. They shot 45.8% from the field. And I think as you see as they go on, if they continue to shoot upwards of 45%, it's not a lot of teams that's going to be able to beat Bruce Squirrel squad the way they play defense. Devin 21, we appreciate her. What a fantastic game. I'm loving this war. Damn Eagle. Loris Robinson beat down. It was a beat down there. Just missed the 40 piece. Sherman Sawyer says they blow the doors off Ohio State. And that's a mark of a good team. Winning games the way you should win games, but impressively. Chase Rockwell, we appreciate it. Here, sitting outside, it was enjoyable. Um, Lawrence Robinson, I'm loving Dylan getting scoring. Dylan Cardwell scoring points is always an added bonus for this team. They're very well rounded. When you look at the minutes played in this one, it was pretty good. I mean, 26 minutes from Janai and Denver were tops on this team so far today. Looks like Dylan Cardwell played 25 minutes. Tahad Pettiford played 24 minutes. We know this was a point of contention with certain players who left. The amount of minutes they played and the amount that they liked to rotate was a problem. But these guys have all bought into the rotations, which I think is going to make Auburn dangerous. Uh, how does Auburn match up against Purdue? I was watching it, guys. I think Purdue lost to Texas A&M earlier. Chad helped me out here. I'm pretty sure Purdue went down. I think Auburn matches up well versus anybody in the country right now. Not particularly worried about Purdue. It'll be a tough matchup, but I think they can win that one. Let's see here. Devin comes back and said, I'm honestly a little surprised at how large the gap was. Auburn dominated from start to finish. I thought this was going to be a tougher matchup. Normally, what we've seen from Auburn is sometimes they start fast and then let teams back in. They did not let Ohio State back in this one. Felt like it was over at half, Devin. I don't know how you felt, but that's definitely how I felt. Lawrence Robinson said they lost. So, yeah, it doesn't mean you can overlook them next week. That game is happening in Birmingham, so we will we'll be watching to see how they do there. Let's see here. She said they did lose to Texas A&M. Again, Auburn wins 91 to 53. I want to spit some other stats at you guys here from the free throw line. Auburn was an efficient 12 of 14 for 85% from the free throw line in this one. Um, they led for 37 minutes and 45 seconds in this game and only trailed for 50 seconds in this game. So this was complete domination. They took the lead. They did not give it back. Some other interesting notes on the game here when you look at the visitor stats. It was tough going for Ohio State. They shot 35% on the day. Not going to win many games. Playing that way. Only two guys in double digits for Ohio State in this one. Devin Royal shot 4 from 9 from the field, and Micah Parrish shot 4 for 7 from the field for 14 and 10 points, respectively. But the bench is where Auburn continues to dominate. 30 points off the bench versus only 13 points for Ohio State. And I've said this a bunch of times. When you look at what Auburn's doing in terms of depth this year, they have a ton of guys who can shoot the ball well and shoot the ball efficiently. So it's interesting to see where they're at. Chase Ross says, Mike, my son was born this week. War Damn Eagle left the hospital and came straight to this game. I call it a good week. My guy, congratulations on the birth of your son. We appreciate that. Congratulations on making the game too, I guess. um, Drew Khan says, Jay Will said, we are natty good. I think that could be a possibility. They also said that Auburn was playing prison yard basketball, and, yeah, and there's some questionable comments there in this one. Floppy Toppy says, that the defense with this team is too good, bro. Again, defensively, they've always been good under Bruce Pearl. It's something that they've hung their hat on. Happy to see that that's continuing, adding scoring, but getting back to play defense certainly is going to be key to making a championship run. Um, Maine says Auburn has a lot of efficient three-level scores. Now, being able to score at all three levels, thank you for this comment, Maine, is important, and it's been fun to watch. Yeah, I think that trading to Hod Pettiford for Aiden Holloway has been really, really fun to watch for me. Look, man, Aiden said he was sold a dream. Tahad has come in, he's bought in, and I think he's just a really, really efficient scorer. It's being fun watching him grow up in Bruce Pearl's system. And again, buying into the rotation of minutes is important. Now, as we get into SEC play, I would anticipate maybe that we see some consolidation of minutes here. Janai Broom is he's the national player of the year right now. And I don't even think that's debatable. When you look at what he's doing, besides scoring, guys, he's rebounding at an absolute historic rate. Janai Broom in this one turned in an easy 20 rebounds. And when you look at how he's rebounding, he's absolutely big boy in the competition for rebounds in this one. So of those 20, there were 7 offensive rebounds in there. He had 3 blocks and 1 steal. This is your national player of the year. And I think that if you guys disagree, please say so in the comments. But I think he's the national player of the year. I don't think it's particularly close. Our guy David Bush, we appreciate the comment. I'm sorry. Denver got going today and liked watching Miles hit threes off the ball screen handoff. If we can get Jakai going, it'll be scary how good we can become in March. I agree. Jakai Howard he's a great energy piece, and he can score in the paint. And I think he needs to play a little bit more under control and within the system. But look, man, these young guys growing up and getting the experience now is to be expected. Uh, Lawrence Ross says, "Would you rather have Trey Donaldson or JP Pegues?" A lot. Trey's playing well, and there's been a lot of why did we let Trey go here? I don't. I think this is a good squad. I wish Trey well. From what we understand, he was a good kid here. He did what he had to do. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm trading the continuity that they have right now because you got to buy into the minutes. Like it, I think Trey wanted more playing time. He wanted to be on the court more than he was, and he wasn't going to get that here. Bruce Pearl sticking to his guns. Janai had a double double with 6 minutes left in the first half. Chess Rockwell says yes, he was already done. I think it was 16 points, 15 rebounds at the half for Janai Broom. Incredible, incredible numbers. Firefree says I'm hoping JP will figure it out, but Trey is balling. Yeah, JP, it's not exactly what they expected, but I think he does still provide a safe floor at the point. And injuries happen, guys. So you want to be deep, and I think that he'll get there. He's still got time. We're still in the non-conference. Maine says TP keeps improving on defense. Look out. Agreed. Susan says JP will get there again. He has time, guys. Lawrence says I do feel like Cheney is still holding back. I'm hoping he can go Super Saiyan 2 in the season. Yeah, like look for the lightning bolts signify Super Saiyan 2. I think that's what you're saying there, Lawrence. Well, I love the DBZ reference. Jonathan Taylor says Auburn got a second transfer. Thoughts on the second transfer? We'll get to that in a second. Chris Culverhouse says I think Cheney is playing with great within the system. I don't think he's holding back anything. He might be top five most improved players in college basketball this year. He does everything for you. And at times this year, we've seen him pick up scoring when Auburn has struggled early in games to get scoring going. Bruce Pearl has inserted Chaney Johnson at points, and he's been able to score at a high level. I love what Chaney Johnson is doing. We already know he is a workout monster. Chaney can flat out score, and he has more try than anybody on this team. I love Chaney. I like that they continue to go to the D2 level. He came from Alabama Huntsville, if I remember correctly. Riley Mobley says JP is a solid ball handler. Jonathan Taylor says Todd is a hell of a shooter. He is, and in the biggest moments, it's in the biggest games that this kid shows up. Going back to his stats here, Tahad Pettiford was only 3 of 8 from the field, but all 3 of those were 3 pointers. So he had a clean 9 points on the day. He added 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and he had 1 steal. So Tahad had himself a day. He played 24 minutes in this one. He had a plus minus of 30. He's continues to affect games positively. And for a true freshman, I'm not sure you can ask for much more from him. He'll continue to improve that shooting percentage as they go into the season. But Tahad has panned out to be every bit of the 5 star that he was advertised to be. And um, I think that's great for Auburn. Our guy Wolby says that not the Ohio State. Throwing some shade there of the Buckeyes. We appreciate that. Maine says Tahad looks so calm being a freshman. He does. And early in the season when I watched him in Neville, it was something that I commented to my fellow media members was he looked comfortable out there early. Aiden Holloway never looked comfortable on the court. Tahad looks comfortable immediately, which I think is great for Auburn. And it's something different about this kid. They absolutely hit a home run with Tahad Pettiford. Talent evaluation is not an exact science. You have plenty of 5 stars who come in and they don't pan out for one reason or the other. Maybe it's the system, maybe it's the coach, maybe it's them in their own head. Tahad Pettiford doesn't seem to have any of those problems so far early in his career. Jonathan Taylor says he is better than Aiden by a lot. I would agree with that. The Bammers jumped all over me early this season when I tweeted, I think he's going to hit all those shots that, yeah, I think that Todd is going to hit all the shots that Aiden missed. And so far, he's hit a lot of them. So it's been fun to watch. Uh, Fire Free says, I just love watching the joy Cardwell plays the game with. If you follow me on Twitter at Mike Gittens, I tweeted this and I said, if you watch this team, they're pretty clearly having a lot of fun playing basketball. So this team is having more fun than I've seen any Bruce Pearl team have since 2019. They look like they're enjoying the process out there, and I think that that's a underrated key to having a championship squad. Guys who have bought in, who believe in the system, who believe in what their coach is telling them to do, but they're having fun out there doing it. Now, winning is fun. Winning is more fun, obviously, but this is great here. Let's continue to take your comments. We appreciate everybody for joining us on this reaction show. Want to thank our sponsors really quickly. Los Amigos Restaurant, Mexican restaurant. Visit them at 1220 Fox Run Ave, Suite 200 in Opelika, Alabama. If you're in the Auburn, Opelika area and you're looking for some good eats, please visit Los Amigos Mexican Restaurant. They're great. 100 on the Hill score. We appreciate them for sponsoring the War Report. Also, our friends at the Rogue Shop. Visit therogueshop.com and use code Rapport to get 15% off your Rogue Shop order. Pain, sleep, stress, anxiety, whatever ails you in life, the Rogue Shop has you covered. Our friend Richard there, serving up something special for you guys. Please visit them and let them know that the War Report sent you. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank our friends at Manscaped. Visit manscaped.com and use code Report to get 20% off plus free shipping. Joining the over 11 million men worldwide who have used Rogue Shop for their personal grooming and care. We're sophisticated men in a sophisticated world. We don't use the same trimmer for our balls that we do our face, guys. The Manscaped has you covered there. Trust me, your lady will thank you. Personal grooming is important. Back to you guys' comments here. Let's see what we got. This is your reaction show. Auburn has taken down Ohio State 91-53. Let's see here. Lawrence Robinson says TP got a Kyrie Irving comparison from Jay Will. He did. He did. And he's really good. He's really good with the ball in his hands. He'll continue to get better. He's such a young player. Maine says he also directs the play well. And if the ball fails, he just makes the shot. If the play fails, he just makes the shot. He's a shot maker. And he's one of the best shot makers we've seen, and it seems to kick in when the lights are the brightest. When the game is the biggest and when the game is on the line, you can count on Todd Pettiford to step up. He's absolutely somebody I want to see with the ball in his hands at the end of the game. No shade to Miles Kelly or Denver Jones, but man, Todd Pettiford is special. Our guy Wilby says Cardwell with a dunk and a block in the last minute of the half. Yeah, a missed dunk and then a follow-up dunk as well too in that first half. So much fun to watch him play this year. Robert says the Auburn radio crew kept mentioning how patient Auburn was letting the offensive plays develop. To me, that shows a lot of confidence in your teammates. They seem to trust each other quite a bit. And I think this is refreshing to see from an Auburn squad. This is again, I hate making the comparisons to 2019 because they're their own team. But man, these guys don't mind sharing the ball. This is one of the most unselfish teams I've watched on the hardwood for Auburn. They're doing a great job out there. Again, they bought into the system, they bought into the division of minutes, and they continue to play at a high level. Going back here again, some other notes. Miles Kelly was 3 for 8 for 8 points. 2 of 6 from three in this one. It's crazy watching them play. It felt like he hit more shots than that. He only played 15 minutes in this one. Also, Chris Moore played 13 minutes. He didn't score, but again, a great role player. Chaney Johnson, we talked about him a second ago. 1 for 4. He only scored 5 points. He got 3 of those points from the free throw line. He played 18 minutes in this one, but provided 2 blocks as well. Always playing great defense. He also had 2 assists and 4 rebounds. Chaney Johnson, always the consummate team player. So I know Auburn appreciates him. Back to your comments here. Anthony Rudd, I really hope Pegues snaps out of it. It's crazy to think that they haven't really needed Pegues this year, but he's got time, and you never know when you're going to need him. So again, he'll continue to improve. I think they'll figure it out for him. Jamal Pye says we use Baker like he's a secret weapon. We got to get him the ball more. Look, you got to control Chad Baker Mazzara. You have to unleash him, but you also have to rein him in at times. He's such a high energy player. He plays with his whole heart. I think that's a good thing. I think they're doing a great job managing him. Jonathan Taylor says Ja'Kai Howard looks like he's back to himself. Certainly, it's easy to see why they brought him here. He's a fantastic player. Again, he'll continue to mature and develop, and you've got to be able to rein in his emotions a little bit and get him to play under control. But Ja'Kai Howard is providing a lot of depth, I think, for Auburn. When he comes off the bench, he can score, plays with a lot of energy. I don't think you lose much on defense with Ja'Kai Howard in the game. Did Miles get injured? He was gimpy walking off the court. I'm going to check in on that. I'm going to ask Ike about that. He's in the post game right now, so hopefully we can get an update on Miles. And I'm texting him right now to see if he's out of the post game. Update on Miles Kelly. All right, getting back here. Um, Maine says Baker is a tough shot maker. He is. He's a great shot maker, and I know again for Auburn, you need shot makers. It's what you've lacked in the past. Not being able to hit shots has cost Auburn so many runs at a title since 2019, and even last year. Again, your 5-star doesn't hit a single shot, and you lose to Yale by 2 points in the first round. I don't think that happens this year. I don't think they're going to have that problem. Brett Andrews says, I want to know the same thing. I think he's speaking of Miles. Look, and we'll try to get an update here. I'm watching my phone here to see if we can get an update. Going back again, Auburn defeats Ohio State 91-53 in Holiday Hoops Giving. This game was played in State Farm Arena up in Atlanta, where Auburn has had a good time the last couple of years. Want to go back. The second leading scorer on this team was Denver Jones. Good to see him get going. He hit 4 threes, and this one he was 5 of 6 from the field, poured in 14 points. Felt like he couldn't miss there. He added a rebound and assist. He only turned the ball over twice in this one. Auburn only had 5 turnovers on the game versus Ohio State. They played incredibly efficient basketball. There were 13 blocks by this squad. 5 turnovers and 13 blocks is absolutely an insane stat line. They scored in the 38 points in the paint again, so they did a good job down low. That's Jedi Broom, that's Dylan Cardwell, that's Cheney Johnson. Those guys down there just banging is awesome. Marshall Jones comes in and says, I just got here. Did anyone say anything about the new running back Auburn got? Nope. We're talking basketball, Marshall, but we're going to talk football here. Turns out Auburn may have a shot at the Independence Bowl. Go follow us on social media. Let us know if you want to see Auburn in the Independence Bowl. Maine says, I know we're talking basketball, but Deuce Knight is cooking in the All Star game. Jonathan Taylor says, Deuce 70 yards rushing TD. Jonathan Taylor again, Deuce is going crazy. The highest rated Auburn commit in this class, Deuce Knight. Going to be fun to watch him on the plains. Also, Auburn also picked up Jackson Arnold here. So my sources tell me Auburn may not be done in the portal at quarterback, which is absolutely crazy to think. But you don't know what your quarterback room is going to look like in another week here once all the transfer stuff settles. So again, Auburn beats Ohio State 91-53 at Holiday Hoops Giving in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining this live stream to talk a little Auburn basketball. And we'll be back at you guys tomorrow with the weekend tailgate talking Auburn football and Auburn basketball. Auburn, the number 2 team in the country right now. When we wake up on Monday, will Auburn be number 1? That's the answer. I think everybody wants from these people who rate the teams. I think Auburn's already the number 1 team in the country. They play a tough game versus Duke. Hats off to that team, but I think maybe if that game were officiated differently, Auburn wins it. Will they be number 1 though on Monday? We're going to keep an eye on that and see if Bruce Pearl's squad gets the respect they deserve, because come tournament time, I think for this team, anything lower than a 2 seed would be a disappointment in my book. So this is an SEC championship squad. I think that they're continuing to show in the non-con that they're one of the top teams in the country. And going into SEC play, I expect them to be ranked up there with the best of them. Guys, again, want to thank our sponsors on the way out here. Definitely want to thank our sponsor, Joy Mode. Visit tryjoymode.com and use code report to get 20% off plus free shipping. The guys at Joy Mode helping you bring joy this holiday season to your lady in the bedroom. Imagine a supplement like your favorite greens pack that you put in 6 to 8 ounces of water before the boom boom time, and then bam, the magic happens. Again, tryjoymode.com. Use code report to get 20% off plus free shipping. Great sponsors of the War Report. We appreciate them for continuing to sponsor our content. We'll be back at you guys tomorrow, as mentioned, with more great content. That's it for our live stream today. We're signing off, and as always, War Eagle.